Good morning, guys. Able to hear me? Able to hear me? Good morning, Asma. Good morning, Deka. Good morning, Parth. Badhiya, badhiya. Okay, let us. I think people are going to join us. 5 minutes देखते हैं, and then we will begin the discussion for today. Good morning, Jayant. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Sangeeta. Good, 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 good. Very good. Joining one after the other. Okay, chalo. Let us begin the discussion for today, guys. And see, I wanted to give a quick backdrop of what all actually happened with Pradhan Mantri Modi's visit to Joe Biden's house. I mean, you know that Modi went and met his old friend Biden, right? So everyone's is aware of that aspect. So Modi and Biden had a very good meeting. Eventually, they figured out so that they both have a lot of things in common. So, see, in overall, if you observe, I mean, I would definitely agree with the finance minister Nirmala Tai, and also with the home minister Rajnath Singh, that yes, in fact, Modi's visit to United States is overall probably one of the most successful visits of any Indian prime minister abroad. I mean, any Indian prime minister in foreign states. I mean, this was very good. Modi's visit was definitely a big advantage. Definitely. अपने लिए तो बहुत अच्छा गया. I mean, and somebody got hurt very badly with Modi's success. Um, Yesterday night, their ex-prime minister was crying on the internet कि ये ऐसा हो गया, वैसा हो गया, हमारी तो बेइज्जती हो गई. हम पहले दोस्त थे, वो कैसे दोस्त बन गए, and all that. Imran Khan uncle was crying yesterday night on TV. So I was actually observing. Uncle was very badly hurt. Uncle को बहुत 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 ही बुरा लगा. Now, what was this? It was a 3 day state visit, guys, and highlighting countries' commonality with spiritual democracy and economic power. So both like, India and America are now economically very strong, very strong countries. In fact, India is stronger than America. If you see in terms of its stability and in terms of its incomes and economy, naturally America is a very strong, oldest and active democracy. So both India and America try to overshow and highlight the cultural heritage of India, diplomatic prowess, and the reality is, guys, I'll tell you what is happening over the last few years. Um, America's very close friend in Asia was Japan. The closest friend of America in Asia is Japan, and Japan is becoming old. Japan बुढ़ा बन रहा है. They need somebody. Now the only other alternatives are China and India. With China, America has the same relationship as ex-wife. or ex-husband. So bacha India. No, I mean, look, you can call it demographic dividend, you can call it diplomatic, you could say superiority, या जो भी कहना कह लो. Tell whatever you wanted. The reality is, America needs India very much now. Without India, America will lose its Asia completely. And इसी वजह से इंडिया प्लेस अराउंड अमेरिका वेरी ब्यूटीफुली. हम जो चाहे वो करवा लेते हैं और अमेरिका कुछ नहीं कर पाता. Can't do much. India is also now a strategic partner in emerging technologies, space, energy, defense. I mean, that's what recently they said to us. And say, look, India is a strategic partner to America. Vice versa is not true. India is India is not saying that America is our strategic partner. America is saying that India is their strategic partner. Got it? So on technology aspect, it was decided India-US quantum coordination mechanism will be established. $2 million grant program for joint development of AI, um, jointly funded research projects on cybersecurity. अब डिफेंस इंडस्ट्रियल कोऑपरेशन रोड मैप तो होगा ही क्योंकि look, see, America has weapons and somebody has to buy it. That's why they need India. A defense acceleration program for joint tech innovation has also been implemented, and multi-billion-dollar investment fund for green tech. India to co-lead multilateral hydrogen breakthrough agenda to boost availability of low-carbon hydrogen globally. Mutual resolution of 6 WTO disputes. India will be going to be part of the mineral security partnership. NASA ISRO will together develop a human space flight by the end of 2023. And new US consulates will be established in Bangalore and Ahmedabad, and an Indian consulate in Seattle. Boeing to invest $100 million to train 31,000 pilots in India in 20 years. All said and done, टेस्ला को इंडिया में छुटकारा नहीं मिलेगा. टेस्ला will have to still pay all the taxes if it wants to sell its cars in India. Everything said and done, Elon Musk will still have to wait. I mean, that's how I see India-America partnerships. Memorandum of understanding was signed between mainly for a semiconductor supply chain and innovation partnership. Also, critical minerals. I mean, India became the newest partner of the US's mineral security partnership, and also the telecom partnership. India, US will launch a joint task force for telecom partnership. Sandeep, I'll tell you. I mean, I don't want to sound terrible. I'm not a racist. I'm not a casteist. But मीडिया को छोड़ो, इंडिया एक्चुअली जैसे एक बनिया है. अगर मुनाफा नहीं है तो हम पैसे नहीं लगाएंगे. ट्रस्ट मी. We bought the 18 drones with something big. अब see, look, I don't want to sound bad, but कुछ न्यूज चैनल जैसे जी न्यूज है, इनका कैटेगरी यही है कि ये लोग they would suggest us to buy drones from Pakistan so that India-Pakistan relationships can improve. And Pakistani drones are basically वो शादी में कैमरा वाले ड्रोन होते हैं ना वो. They just put green color on it and say these military drones. अब क्या करें? Obviously, we can't rely on that. No? Bharat's 6G and US's Next G alliance will co-lead the public-private research in the next phase of telecom. 6G. 6G, we're going to introduce no space. India recently signed as a 27th member of the Artemis Accord. It's a common vision of space exploration and benefit of all humankind. In fact, do you know what is Artemis program? Do you know what is Artemis program? यस मून में कॉलोनी बनाएंगे ये लोग सब मिलके. मून में कॉलोनी बनाएंगे सब मिलके, घर बनाएंगे मून में. आ जाएगा ओएलएक्स पे ऐड. 150 स्क्वायर यार्ड्स ऑन मून सेल. खरीदिए जमीन मून पे, बच्चों का भविष्य उज्जवल. Also, we both will be working on quantum technology together to facilitate joint research in quantum technology across both the countries. एक one interesting aspect which I actually liked about India-US meeting this time, and only thing which I thought actually made sense in common English is ISET, Innovation Handshake, a commercial dialogue which will set up a startup ecosystem. US-India initiative on critical and emerging technologies. Air India and also civil aviation में. You obviously know that recently Air India bought one of the largest tranches of Boeing aircrafts from America. Air India bought one of the largest one of the largest purchases. India-US Defense Acceleration Ecosystem Index was inaugurated with joint innovation on defense technologies, integrating India's private defense industry, and also student exchange. I mean, now we will the government will also introduce more student exchange programs between Indian and American institutions, and India-US Global Challenge Institutes will create more research ecosystem in India. USAID has suggested that they're going to help India become carbon free. Every day, Sandeep, every day we are seeing current affairs. Every day. Two, three important topics I'm seeing every day. USAID signed a memorandum of agreement to make Indian Railways completely carbon free or net zero carbon emitter. लोग ये सब बोलने के लिए अच्छे लगते हैं पर करना इतना मुश्किल, बहुत मुश्किल है. Most of the time, this is my point of view, most of the time people tend to forget that you're talking about Indian Railways. There are many countries whose budget is less than what Indian Railways budget is. दुनिया में there are countries which actually have less money than Indian Railways. तो खाली बस सुबह उठ के आज से नेट जीरो बनेंगे, ये सब नहीं चलता है, सब साउंड टेरिबल. But however, it was a very good meeting, Modi and Biden. And two things importantly happened. Number one, we got very good market value. Number two, Pakistan का दुकान खत्म. In fact, this was for the first time that United States specifically said that it wants complete and total prohibition of Lashkar-e-Toiba, Jaish-e-Mohammed, Harkatul Mujahideen, Harkatul Jihad, all these terrorist organizations in Kashmir. Specifically नाम लेके बोला यूएस ने. नाम लेके. This has never happened till now. And this is my point of view. I mean, look, these are my point of view. Sandeep, affirmative action system in United States is totally different to affirmative action systems of India. I mean, before we can talk about ending of reservations, I have only one question for all of you here. How many of you really think untouchability has ended? How many of you really think untouchability ended in India? Got it. It's still in the picture. जब तक वो खत्म नहीं होगा, we can't really expect reservation systems to go. Look, there is a problem with the reservation system. The uh, the pattern, the methodology of reservation looks like confusing and problematic. But yes, it can't really go. अमेरिका में मॉडल अलग था. अमेरिका में रेफर्मेटिव एक्शन was comparatively only for a lesser commodity of people. So it really didn't matter much. यहाँ पे वैसा नहीं है ना. Almost, if you compare, almost 50% of the population gets reservations here. We are a long way to go. Now look, Artemis Accord. India recently became the 27th signatory of this Artemis Accords. These were established by America in 2020 with 7 other founding members. The main idea is to implement the key obligations of the 1967 Outer Space Treaty. And the beauty of Artemis Accord is it's actually it is in reality it is a non-binding treaty. So it is basically designed to guide civil space explorations and promote cooperation among nations, and also to support cooperation among the 21st century lunar explorations by by the countries. 27 members are part of the Artemis Accords, and this time Artemis Accords also plans to keep a permanent settlement in Moon. The project includes a base for lunar surface, multiple spacecraft to ferry humans and cargo, small orbiting station called the Lunar Gateway, a constellation of satellites with help to help with navigation and communication. Sandeep, you haven't even seen the EWS. If you want to see what is discrimination, go check EWS quota. Yes, it's not the perfect system. I think EWS economically weaker section was 78, not even 88. Yeah, I'm telling no, the current reservation system is not the perfect system. Now, before we discuss that, let me ask you a question. Do you think anybody who messes around with the reservation model which is there currently will have any political life in future again? आपको लगता है वैसा होगा? इस देश में जो भी आरक्षण को छेड़ेगा उसकी रक्षा खत्म. Whoever touches reservation in this country, he is finished politically, economically, socially, completely. That's the reality. वोट बैंक है ये. क्या करें, क्या करें? Now look, continuing this, this Artemis program is basically a soft agreement. So it's since it's a non-binding, it is a soft treaty. It limits the resource extraction on celestial bodies. Basically, also it gives a idea that nobody should use lunar surface as a military base. China, Russia also have a plan similar to this called the International Lunar Research Station. Basically, उसके competitor है ये Artemis program. Uh, it's in line with the Moon Agreement 1979, where it limits the scope of exploration of resources from these celestial bodies. Moon Agreement 1979 declares that Moon is a province for all mankind, such that Moon can be used only for peaceful purposes, with no state allowed to establish any military base or place weapons in the celestial bodies. United States has so far not ratified Moon Agreement. India is also signatory of Moon Agreement, but it has not ratified the Moon Agreement yet. हमको क्या मिलेगा? आर्टेमिस प्रोग्राम, मून एग्रीमेंट, इन सब में रहकर हमको क्या मिलेगा? नंबर वन, गगनयान. आर गगनयान प्रोग्राम will get huge support. And also, thanks to signing the Artemis program, India and US, India and NASA and ISRO will also be having a joint mission to the International Space Station in 2024. Also, we can do knowledge sharing, joint research, technological exchange between the two space agencies. NISAR mission, you guys know the NISAR mission, which is a joint program between NASA and ISRO. That will get a big boost. And Indian companies and industries will get an opportunity to participate in global space economy and also to access new markets. So, वो एक बहुत बड़ा advantage है in the program. Now, let us continue the first questions of the day. Consider the following statements regarding Kathakali. Kathakali has its source in Ramanattam and Krishnattam. It involves dance and drama. It is also closely related to ancient martial arts performance. Which of the above statements these are correct? 1 and 2, 1 and 3, 2 and 3, 1, 2, 3. Answer is D. Yes. Kathakali, Krishnattam, Ramanattam, Mudiyat, Padayani, Chakyar Kut, Kutiyattam, Kalaribayattu mixed together is one dance. It's a combination of folk dances and martial arts form, Kalaribayattu. It's one of the ancient forms, and I told you multiple times it is actually a drama with dance. It's a typical example of Natya, dramatic dance. The well-known Brihadishwara temple is famous for housing Hindu deities and dedicated to Shiva, which was built by Brihadishwara temple was built by Cholas. Rajaraja Chola. Brihadishwara temple is also called. This is an interesting new information for most of you. Dakshina Meru, the Meru of the south, built by Rajaraja Chola. It is also called Periyodayar temple. Periyodayar temple, Rajarajeshwara temple, Periyodayar temple, Rajarajeshwara temple, and the Dakshina Meru, Meru of the south. All of these are its names. And it was built somewhere between 1000. Meru means mountain. Meru Parvat. Varsha, you know how Meru Parvat, where all the gods of Hinduism live on the Meru mountains, no? You guys should know this. And it's a heritage site known as the Great Living Chola Temples. It's one of the great heritage sites. UNESCO World Heritage Site. Ganga, and along with that, there's another temple called Gangaikonda Cholapuram Temple and Airavateshwara Temple. Classic examples of it. Built out of granite, the Vimana Tower above the sanctum of one of the tallest in South India. Buddha taught that suffering and unhappiness is caused by because we have cravings and desires which often cannot be fulfilled. We do not practice immobile asceticism. The basic condition of the existence of nature is suffering. Select the correct answers from the codes given below. Two only, one and three, one only, two and three. Answer C. Why B? C. Buddha taught that sometimes even if we get what we want, we are not satisfied and want even more. That's what basically he called desire. Buddha described this as thirst or tanha. He taught that this constant craving cannot be removed by following moderation in everything. Buddha was against passive dying out of karma by practicing immobile asceticism. Immobile asceticism, that is, that extreme format, usse kharabi hota hai. Buddha never supported it. He said one cannot be liberated by this practice that involves sitting motionlessly for extended periods of time. You can't actually get moksha by sitting under a tree. Remember Sujata? Madhyamaka and Yogakara are philosophical traditions related to yoga, Vedanta, Tantra, Buddhism. Buddhism. Madhyamaka and Yogacara are two main important philosophical trajectories or philosophical traditions of Buddhism, mainly associated with Mahayana Buddhism. Mainly associated with Mahayana school of Buddhism. Which of the following historical commissions are related to states reorganization in India? Dhar Commission, JVP Committee, Fazal Ali Committee, Gokhale Committee. Select the correct answers from the codes given below. One, two, three, two, three, four, 1, 2, 4, 1, 3, 4. Dhar, JVP, and Fazal Ali. Integration of states was purely done On the basis of these three commissions, there have been demand for linguistic reorganization of the states, which is what eventually originally Dhar committee and JVP committee sort of rejected or did not encourage. Dhar straight away rejected. JVP did not encourage, but they said JVP committee said that if people want, we will do it. Fazl Ali had to. You didn't have much of an option. Linguistic reorganization, but after the death of Patti Sriramalu, Fazl Ali committee was established, the first states reorganization commission. And states were reorganized on linguistic basis. The Tashkent Agreement was signed during the Prime Ministership of Tashkent. Shastri ji. Lal Bahadur Shastri signed the Tashkent Agreement after the 1965 war, also called Operation Gibraltar by Pakistan. Consider the following statements. Indus Water Treaty is the only instance where India and Pakistan have allowed a third party to help resolve their issues. Shimla Agreement was signed between India and Pakistan following the Bangladesh Liberation War in 1971. Which of the above statements is or are correct? Indus Water Treaty and the Shimla Agreement. Answer B. B. There have been precedents where India and Pakistan allowed a third party to help resolve their issues. Guys, please. United Nations peacekeeping mission for India government of Pakistan. पहले भी तो था. India Pakistan even permitted UN to talk about Kashmir issue, no? UNGOMIP, United Nations government mission in India Pakistan. That's why answer is B. Both nations were able to reach through agreements with third party members in the Indus Water Treaty and negotiations on run of Kutch dispute. Shimla Agreement was signed, yes, after the Bangladesh Liberation War. Bangladesh, which was previously known as East Pakistan, got independence after India's intervention. Consider the following statements regarding Indo-Soviet Treaty of Peace and Friendship and Cooperation. Indo-Soviet Treaty of Peace, Friendship and Cooperation was a significant deviation from India's previous position of non-alignment during Cold War. The treaty played an important role in Sino-Indian War of 1962. Which of the above statements either are correct? India-Soviet Treaty. Answer is A. Yes. A. Sai Charan, you're right. Indo-Soviet Treaty of Peace and Friendship was a treaty signed between India and Pakistan, India and the Soviet Union against Pakistan in 1971. It's basically you can say a total deviation, a considerable amount of deviation from the typical non-alignment stand that we had. And the treaty was caused by increasing Pakistani ties with China and United States and played an important role in 1971. Bangla War, India-Bangla War. Operation Searchlight is related to, what is Operation Searchlight about? Guys, multiple times I tell this. General Tikka Khan in approximately April 1971, launched Operation Searchlight, basically to end any Bengali sovereignty discussions or Bengali freedom movement in Bengal. Bangladesh Liberation War, Operation Searchlight. Under the Operation Searchlight, there were two programs. Number one, all the educated, well-off Bengali upper class must be killed. Number two, average Bengali woman must be raped by the Pakistani army so that the children born out of such rapes will no longer be Bengali but a Pakistani. In fact, according to Habibur Rahman Commission of Pakistan, no civilized army or civilized government in the history of mankind has done what Pakistan has done to its own civilians. See, war may, I know, war crimes, rape, killing happens with the other party. पाकिस्तान अकेला ऐसा एक महान देश है जो खुद अपने सिविलियंस को मार दिया था. I mean, such beauty, such madness can only come from an army like the Pak army. Yes, खुद के लोगों के साथ किया था. Who among the following is known as the father of wheat revolution in India? Norman E. Borla, Lal Bahadur Shastri, M.S. Swaminathan, Dilbag Singh Atwala. Father of wheat revolution. Answer is D. Father of wheat revolution is Dilbag Singh Atwal. Instrumental in developing the PB18, 1966, popularly known as amber grained wheat variety Kalyan Sona. M.S. Swaminathan is the architect of the Green Revolution. Wheat Revolution, Dilbag Singh Atwal. याद रख लेना. No, see, look, my point of view is pretty simple. I'm expecting already in a week or in a month, Wagner chief will die and Wagner group will become Russian army. Simple. इसमें ज्यादा सोचने की बात भी नहीं है, ये पुतिन है। या तो मार देंगे या तो खुद वैगनर चीफ विल कमिट सुसाइड। आई मीन one of the other things will happen. And yesterday, day before yesterday, Hungary went nuts about United EU. Hungary said European Union has to stop warmongering. NATO has to stop warmongering because we can't win Russia. Hungary ने शुरू कर दिया. Already Poland is very angry about the Zelensky war. Hungary is angry. France is burning because people are spending money on a war which nobody wants. So mark my words, guys. It's about time. Zelensky की किस्मत ऐसी होगी. The photo will be unhung and the man will be hung. फोटो निकालेंगे, इसको सूली पे चढ़ाएंगे. देखो आप, जेलेंस्की को वही होने वाला है. In fact, the Chechen forces have not even yet become active. You know why? One of the main reasons for Wagner Group to actually surrender and withdraw is the getting involvement of Chechnya. Chechen rebels and Chechenian forces are good as friends. They are your worst enemies if you want. In fact, the problem is they don't follow Geneva conventions. They don't even go to Geneva. तो ऐसे लोगों से जंग नहीं कर सकते तुम. You can't win. Way brutal. Yes. Consider the following statements regarding the classical dance Mohiniyattam. Mohiniyattam is essentially a group dance performed by women, and last aspect of the dance is dominant. It is based on secular themes. Which of the above statements these are correct? He is Putin. He can do anything. See, in our Telugu, we have a quotation. असले कोती कल्लु दागिंदी చేతిలో రాయి ఉంది. इसका हिंदी ट्रांसलेशन इज ऑलरेडी बंदर है, शराब पी रखा और हाथ में पत्थर है. ऐसे बंदर के साथ रहना बेटर है. ऐसे बंदर से दुश्मनी अच्छी चीज नहीं होती. पुतिन इज बेसिकली दैट बंदर. He's already drunk. He has a nuclear weapon in the hand. You don't mess around with somebody like that. I mean, you don't do that kind of stuff. Russia is better friend because I mean, as Maxim Gorky, the famous communist, famously said, "Good people have hearts. Bad people must have brains." Another, in one of the other statements, he says, "Is it is actually bad to have an unethical enemy than having an ethical friend. It's not good to have an unethical enemy." Yeah, problem. Okay, now. Mohiniyattam is obviously essentially a solo dance performed by women in the state and state of Kerala. It combines the grace and vigor of Bharatanatyam with the vigor of Kathakali, and it shows a marked absence of thumping of footsteps. And in Mohiniyattam, generally the footwork is gentle. Mohiniyattam always narrates the story of feminine dance of Vishnu. The lasya aspect, the feminine or the female expression, the beauty, grace aspect of dance is actually pretty dominant in Mohiniyattam recitals, and hence it is mainly performed by female dancers. Naturally, Vishnu taking female Mohini Avtara and performing. So that's why. Huh? Female Avtara. Which of the following regions were integrated by referendum into India? Hyderabad, Junagadh, Sikkim, Nagaland. Hyderabad, yes. Junagadh, yes. The Junagadh, yes. Sikkim, yes. Hyderabad, the police action, no? Police action, not a referendum. Junagadh by referendum. Sikkim also in the 1970s by referendum. Kashmir by an instrument of accession. Nagaland was part of Indian Union. Later, it actually separated from Assam. It was always part of Indian Union anyway. नेफा में था, North Frontier regions में था. Which among the following could be considered as the policy of the early days of NAM? Not acting as a mediator to any bilateral or international conflict, staying away from joining any of the military alliances, staying out of wars. मैं नाम का फीचर कौन सा था इसमें इन तीनों among these three? Mm. Answer is C, C, C. Yes, Bhargav, Bernika, you're doing good. Yes, Parth, Varun. The policy of staying away from alliances. Non-alignment was not an isolationism, but it was actually an idea of not aligning or not advocating joining any of the either NATO or Warsaw Pact. America and its friends had NATO. Russia and its friends had Soviet Union and its friends had Warsaw. NAM countries did not want to join any of these. And they also worked to prevent war between others and tried to end wars that had broken out. English were able to triumph over the Dutch in India, but not outside. In fact, at one of the places outside India, a number of Englishmen were massacred by Dutch in 1623. Pick out the following. Which was the massacre? Yes, yes, I'll upload, ma'am. Dopair, ma'am. Now I have a class from um, 10 to 1. I have a class. After that, I'll upload. 1 baje ke baad I don't have classes, so I'll upload then. Done? Amboina massacre, Indonesia. That is where the entire dispute started between Dutch East India Company and the British East India Company. All hell broke loose after the Amboina massacre. Who among the following Europeans confined their trading activities almost exclusively to China? Swedish, Dutch, Spaniards, and Danes. Restricted only to Chinese trade. It looks like people prefer class after 9 a.m., not before 9. ऐसा लगता है मुझे. No, actually, morning बहुत ही कम लोग आते हैं. But after 9, I always see more attendance. Danes. Danish East India Company was and almost entirely exclusively only in China. Which region in India provided the best quality of saltpeter and opium to the Europeans? Coromandel, Gujarat, Bihar, Malabar. Saltpeter. I know, yes. My name is seems to be perfect. Bihar. Bihar. The Litti Choka land of India. Last question for the day. Which of the following statements about Alfonso de Albuquerque are correct? He was the first Portuguese governor of India. He captured Goa from the ruler of Bijapur in 1510. He persecuted Muslims but permitted his countrymen to take Indian women as wives. He conquered the island of Ormuz in the Persian Gulf in 1515. He died in 1515, leaving Portuguese as the strongest naval power in the Indian Ocean. 1, 2, 4, 2 and 3 only, 3 and 4 only, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Answer. Perfect. Answer is D. Harshini, you're right. D. Yes, D. Okay. Guys, having said that, let us end this session here for today. Tomorrow morning, we will continue at 9 a.m. the MCQ series. And I'll see you tomorrow. And I'll be sharing the PDFs today on my Telegram group. I think we had 30. So far we had 33 classes. So I'll be sharing all the 33 PDFs. Okay. On Telegram group. Thank you guys. You have a nice day. I'll see you tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Bye bye.